everyone, thanks for coming back for another anime figure opening video. In a previous video, we opened up the Rem Magical Girl figure. Today, we're going to be opening up my true waifu, the Rem Magical Girl Big Magical Plan figure. So let's kick things off by taking a look at the box. So as we can see, we have our Sega logo and our ReZero logo in the top left corner, and in the top right we have our Jaya Prize logo. And then we have Rem taking up the whole front of this box, and oh my god, I get so excited when we open a Rem figure. Very, very happy for this. Down here we have our Japanese and a little bit of English, of course, ReZero starting life in another world Rem, and then our Magical Girl big plan or big kind of thing. Anyway, but that's here too. And then down here we have our Super Premium logo, and again, it's nice to see that again. The last figure was great, so I'm assuming this is going to be just as good. But on the side, we have again the Super Premium logo up here, we have these nice patterns in the background, and a full shot of our Rem. Now there is no stand here because of course they wanted to get a nice picture, but not a problem. On the other side, we have the exact same thing, but from behind, so I'm guessing this is like the kind of reverse shot for this, so that's pretty clever, that's pretty cool. But I do love these patterns in the background, like these stars and these lines, and yeah, just a lot of stuff going on. And then finally, on the back, we have a lot of Japanese text. Again, we have our ReZero information up here, Super Premium figure, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, safety information. There is also the Sega Plaza QR code down here, so please do scan that if you want. And then finally at the bottom, we have our Kadoko sticker to show it's an official product, and a little warning to say there are a few sharp bits inside. But on the bottom, again, we have our instructions on how to put the figure together. So again, we have the hat, we have the stick, and we also have a leg. In the last video, I think the leg was already put in before I actually started filming, so you probably didn't see that. Maybe this one will be different, but who knows? And then on the top, we just have, again, an awesome picture of Rem, and I love how they put the logo there with her hand as if she's just beckoning with her name, or kind of like, surprise, here's Rem. But anyway, let's get this open. Okay, and in with our knife. So yes, we got this figure for a couple hundred yen. I believe it was actually 1,000 yen actually. But of course, I could not say no to Rem. We have the RAM, so very happy with this. And this is happy before we even open it. Here we go. Okay, so like the last figure, we have plastic. Let's get her out of the box. Oh, this looks backwards. Okay, that is very backwards. That's kind of annoying. In the last video, the stand was on the back. Why is it on the front? Anyway, looks like I got some unpacking to do, so give me a sec. Okay, our stand. And here is our stand. And as you can see, the stand is an oval shape. It is a little bit see-through. We can't see at a distance, but if we're up close, we can. And we have this awesome, awesome logo down here. I love all the candy and the donuts and everything in the background, but I also love how the Rem has a little hat on the top. I'm guessing that was the same on the Ram. Just let me check. Yep, just had a look, it's right behind me, it is correct. So that's pretty cool. We do again have one hole with one tiny little indent there, so the foot will sit nicely into that. And then on the back, this way we have a tiny bit of Japanese information over there, same with our Kadokawa and made in China kind of Sega stuff. So yeah, that is basically our stand. So let's put you down. And actually we'll get you kind of nicely lined up, that's a bit better. And here is our Rem figure. And this is very, very pretty already, but it's also very, very creepy. I mean, just look at that. That's so screwed up. Oh, it's weird, it's weird. Now, I need to put the leg in, which means I'm going to give a preemptive pants shot, unlike the mess that we had last time. So if you don't want to see pants, please do skip to the time at the bottom. I promise there will not be a pants shot at the end, so this will be the only one. All right, let's have a quick look at her pants then. So as we can see, they are white as usual. Same with the Ram figure we had before. You can actually see her belly button up there too, which is kind of cool. But it looks even creepier, the fact that there's this massive gaping hole in one of her legs, or where one of her legs should be. So it's time for us to put this in. And it goes at this really awkward angle, so like her leg is kicking out. So we're just gonna push that in like so, if it will go in. And this feels really tough to do actually, because there's such a weird angle and gap. Come on! Try not to break the rest of the figure. And there we go, her leg's in. So say goodbye pants, bye bye pants. And back up to the figure. Okay, welcome back everyone. Hopefully you all skipped forward. Although it's kind of interesting actually seeing how that would have gone in. And the focus is getting really weird again. We do also have our broom and our hat, but we'll review those afterwards, so we're just going to take the figure as it is at the moment. So, let's take a look at her face. So, as we can see, she has these beautiful blue eyes, and when doesn't she have beautiful blue eyes? Her nose sticks out a little bit there, and you can also see that her mouth is just painted on. Now, it's not a big problem. It would be nicer if it was kind of dented in, like so there's actually some kind of molding into the plastic. So it's not the end of the world, but it's still pretty cool. We can also see that her hair as well is this nice kind of ice, kind of faded plastic. For some reason, I can't think of the word for this right now, but it's a nice kind of dark blue going down to this kind of more clearer plastic and lighter at the front. So it's pretty funky. Her hair is also parted in the middle this time, so we can actually see her eyes on both sides. It's not just covering one eye like Rem usually is. And we can also see that her trademark ribbon is here. She doesn't have her headband on, which is expected from most Rem figures, or most Rem and Ram figures, but it's not a problem. I guess she's not in a maid outfit, she is in a magical outfit. And of course she's going to have a hat on her head, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But also at the back of her hair, a few strands are separated, but it does all come down into one nice kind of terminus at the bottom, so yeah, pretty cool. And then going back around, we can also see she's wearing a orange choker, and this has a really cool, nice kind of red ruby pendant inside. So a little bit different from the emerald one we saw on the Ram. So that's her face. Let's move down her body. So as we can see, she has these odd kind of sleeve things at the top here. These go nicely in line with the top of her bust here, where it would connect to her dress. I'm still not really sure on the practicality of this, or really why it's there. But I mean, it looks cool. The design's nice. It's got a nice little white ruffle around the top and bottom. And it's a nice kind of like purpley colour. She also has these really awesome gloves on. Again, these have the same stars that we saw all the way around on the other figure. And her fingers are all separately moulded, sticking out. And again, a lovely beckoning kind of pose. It's always cool. I love that a lot. We also have her other hand over here in a more gripping pattern, and this is where the broom is going to come through. So it'll come through that leg there. You see that tiny little hole down there. So that's where it'll come through. So pretty cool. And then moving on to the dress itself, it has the same kind of lotus flower. I believe that might be what it is. Kind of in the middle with a nice kind of white ruffle all the way around the back. And that's cool too. I've just noticed you can actually see that it looks like some of the back parts, like her bones, are actually visible there. So very nicely molded, very nicely designed there, sorry. We can also see she has an orange bow on the back, and again, these bows are pretty funky. I do like that, and it comes all the way around with a nice strap connecting or holding her dress in and holding her bust up high, which stick out quite a bit actually on this figure. Kind of moving down her dress, underneath here we can see that we have this kind of cheaper looking plastic. It's just one solid shiny purple color. I do like that it has a lot of folds on it, so that's pretty cool. Actually, it's very pretty. And then we have this nice kind of white ruffle going around the bottom here. And again, there's a nice kick up here where the broom is going to come through. And that ruffle goes all the way around the back. And I'm going to try and avoid the pants. But yeah, so it's nice. It's pretty cool. But again, I love the fact that it's got this nice kind of clearer plastic. And this purple looks so regal. It's so cool. And what a cool Halloween figure. I must highlight that. I love this orange and purple kind of contrast. It's so pretty. And what I especially love about this figure is the fact that it has this kind of heart pattern here. Now, I understand that this is probably here because the broom's going to go through and we don't want it to kind of hit anything. But this is just so cool. What a wonderful, wonderful overlay to the top of this dress. Very, very pretty. And then, moving down to her legs, which we kind of looked at one a second ago, but I was actually putting it together, not really actually looking at the leg itself. We can see one is kicked up, and she has these really funky boots again. These are a nice light purple, again with that same kind of lotus flower over here. And there is a nice kind of orange kind of outline to the top there. And we have these orange soles with a white solid piece, which will go into the stand. And that's exactly the same on this leg, except for her other leg is kicking out a bit, and there seems to be another hyperextension there. So, looks painful, but there you go. Okay, but that is our Rem figure. Now, we need to get some of the kind of additions on. So, let's start off with her broom. Okay, so let's start off by taking a look at this broom. This time we actually do have a witch's broom, which is pretty cool. I love how all of the bristles look like they're kind of coming off. It looks actually very Disney, so it's pretty funky. We also have this nice kind of blue and white piece here, holding probably the broom bristles to the stick. And then we have the nice long stick that goes all the way up like this in a nice brown color, so yeah, it's nice. And then we also have these small little additions. There is a little kind of apple looking shape which will go onto the end of this. And this is the orb which will hold the broom in place. And we saw on the Ram figure that this was red. This is blue for Rem, I suppose, so that's pretty cool. But this would go on like so, and then this will go onto the end here. But we need to get this through the Rem leg, well, Rem figure's legs, I guess. So let's do that first. Okay, so we're gonna probably go in like so. This doesn't look creepy in the slightest. Okay, there we go. We kind of got something there. Where is it? Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, okay. So that was actually kind of hard to get to at least that point. It's a bit of twisting going on. But now we've also got to get it through her hand. I wonder if that's going to work. Is that going to work? Oh dear, I'm going to break this. Oh no. Oh no, come on. Okay, this is probably the most finicky kind of thing I've done in a while. Okay, sorry if that was a strange cut. A train went by and the clouds also came through, so the natural lighting has gone a bit blue. Apologies if that looks weird. This is becoming a bit of a nightmare. I finally got it into her hand. Oh, there goes here's the sun. Now it's kind of probably a more orangey color. We kind of have to push this through really, really carefully. And this was really tough. It is tight onto that dress. That is really bloody hard. But we did get it through, so that's pretty cool. And then finally, we need to get this onto the end like so. And I believe there is probably a set kind of like point for that. So it should actually be nicely molded in, and it's kind of hanging there too. So there we go. So there is our Rem on her broom, but she is still missing one piece. And let me quickly grab that. And here it is. Here we have her hat, and this is so cool. It has this really wonderful kind of kink to it. It's got a few nice kind of bends. It is also out of focus because of the box. But we can also see it has this nice kind of orange outline to the kind of bits on the hat here, and also to the rim, so it's pretty cool. It does have a cut in the middle, a bit like we saw on the previous figure, the Ram one. And it also has a gold color inside this time, with a nice orange star at the front. So yeah, it's pretty funky. Underneath we also see that the head is also molded to the same shape of this hat. So this should fit perfectly like so. And if we're lucky, actually, we might actually be able to get that like that. Wow, that's so cool, look at that! Oh, that's really funky. Whoop, I'm saying funky again, uh-oh. But anyway, that is our Rem Magical girl figure. But now we need to get her into her stand, so 1 second. And here is our Rem figure, and wow, this is so pretty. Her and Ram, her and her sister are probably going to look adorable together, so hopefully we can see them at the end of this video. But before then, I want to give you all a few spooky shots of this figure. So, let's take a look.
Duck, duck, goose found a pussy in a dollar bin. Guess you forgot your galana bin. Can't get loose, get your guts, got your tongue again. Rope burn on your hand, are you numb yet? I can go, but I'm too bad at patience. Late at night, I can deal with it. Every night, I can make it like her. And that's what goes. That's what goes. Stood by your side through all of the lies, watching you cry for me. Get on your knees, apologize please. No, why don't you die for me? Call me the king, ruler of things. Give me that diamond ring. Get on your knees, apologize please. No, why don't you die for me? I can go, but I'm too bad at patience. Late at night, I can deal with it. Every night, I can make it like her. And that's what goes. That's what goes.
Okay, let's go and move you over to the shelf. And today we're going to put you next to your sister. Over here we have our Ram. And here she is. And wow, look at those two together. What a cool duo. I'm really curious as to why the Rem Broom is a little bit lower than the Ram Broom, but doesn't matter. Not the end of the world. Maybe I should push that in a little bit more, but I'll do that later. But hey everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. If you did like today's video, please do give us a like, and please subscribe for many, many more figure openings coming very, very soon. Okay, bye, and happy Halloween. That's very important.